Okay, this is part 2 of our laughing pumpkin, and we're going to set up something called endomorphs. And what that is, a morph is a change in the polygons that looks like expressions and movement. So at the very bottom of the screen, we're going to click on the M. There's some buttons that say W, T, M, C, S. We're going to choose M for morph. And it says base right here. That's where we're starting with our pumpkin. And so I'm going to click on that and say new. And I'm going to try to make my pumpkin open his mouth. So I'm going to say open and create. And it looks like nothing happened. But when you close this, you'll see down here in the right corner, it says open. So we have a target, a morph target. So the next thing I'm going to do is try to use whatever polygons or points that I can to try to make this pumpkin open his mouth. And I'm gonna start by moving his lower lip down. So I'm going to just select that part of his lip and hit T for move. And now he looks like he's sort of saying ah. And I'm going to open up his upper mouth a little bit more. And hit T and move it up a little bit. So now he kind of looks like he's maybe angry and yelling. So that's my first morph. I'm going to go back to base and I see that he's partly closed and open. Okay, so I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make him smile. So I'm going to click here again and say new. This one. So you can do any kind of expressions you want. You don't have to do the same ones I'm doing. It kind of depends on what your personality of your pumpkin is and what you want to do. So I'm going to hit T on this point here and pull up on his side of his mouth, and T, pull up on that side of his mouth. And it didn't pull enough, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that polygon there. And I kind of used H to squish it together a little bit and then moved it up. Deselect. Alright. So I'm going to use H to narrow it down a little bit and then T to pull it up. And you can just keep moving things around until you get it looking the way that you want. Okay, so, and on this one I think I'll bring his lower lip down a little bit, like he's like ha ha ha, big laugh. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to base again, and I'm going to do one more. I think I want him to go like ooh, like boo, or scary mouth shape. So I'm going to go to new again, and I'm going to try ooh. I'm just going to type O-O-O-H. Say create, and the buttons down here. Okay, so I know I'm going to need to move these polygons in a little bit. And I'm just going to take a look and see which ones I have here. And I'm going to hit T and move them in. And H, open them up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to let go of those and grab these other polygons right here and do the same. H, open them up a little bit, and then T, move them in. So we're getting a little closer. To say ooh, he's going to need to move his lower lip down a bit. So I hit T so he can open up his mouth. And I'm going to grab all the polygons all around in his mouth here and see if I can just get, gotta make sure I don't get any on the back or anywhere else. So take a quick look around, and you don't want to leave any out. And I left one out right there. Okay, so I'm going to hit H and try to bring his lips together for an ooh or an O. And I want to fix a little bit inside of his mouth, so I'm going to use Control T. T is move, but Control T lets me just pull on points all by themselves, so I can kind of put them exactly where I want them. So I can kind of move these around. Okay. So I'm going to check those again. We've got base, we've got ooh, we've got open, we've got smile, and that's it. So we're going to go File, Save Object As. So you're going to save it on your computer, on F, in your 3D stuff in your own folder. I'm going to make a pumpkin folder. And this is going to be my talking pumpkin. Okay, so we want to see him talk. I'm going to go to New Tech, oops, Layout, and open that up. And then I'm going to jump back over to Modeler and use this little down arrow to send it to Layout. I'm going to go to the top view and make sure that my camera is looking at the front of the pumpkin. So he's not, so I'm going to turn him around. Alright, so now we're going to animate the pumpkin moving his mouth. I'm going to give myself a few more frames, so I'm going to put 150 in so I have enough. And you can see that we've selected the jack-o'-lantern, and I'm going to click on the letter P for properties. And we're going to, the very first thing that comes open is geometry. And we go down about halfway where it says subdivision order, and we're going to choose last. And what that means is subdivide means like smoothing it off. And we want to move everything and then smooth it off so that it looks its best at the end. Next, we're going to go to the tab that says Deform. And right down here where it says Add Displacement, we're going to go down to a Morph Mixer. And it says I have 3 endomorphs. Yeah, that's how many I made. So I'm going to double click on that. And this menu is really big. So I always go down to this right hand corner with the little lines and just click on it and move it up a little bit. And I don't need this one anymore, so I can minimize it. Okay, so we're going to test out what these do. I'm going to say ooh. We're going to say open. And we're going to smile and be really sad. Okay, so I'm going to start him off. Let's make him sad. And then we're going to give him a little bit of time. And I'm going to open his mouth a little bit like he's talking and close it. Give him a little bit of time. And kind of make it look like he's talking. Open and close. And I just keep giving him just a little bit of time. And I'm going to try some combinations of some of these. Like I can open up the ooh and the open mouth and get a different shape. And he looks a little happy now. Close his mouth. So I just keep moving. Now if we had something specific we wanted him to say, we could kind of plot it out and know exactly, synchronize it exactly like if he was singing a song. So I'm almost done here. I'm about ready to just push play. And so now I can record on a microphone that he's saying, "Get away from my candy," or "Hey, that's mine," or whatever it is I want to say. Okay. So you can, if you need to fix, adjust, or change any of these, the keyframes are not down here, they're up here. And these little brown ones show us Morph Gizmo. This is the very first one we have, the ooh. This is the next one, and this is how I changed it. And this is the last one. So you can always grab points and move them around a little bit, or delete them. You could just hit delete and delete them. So that's how you get to changing and fixing those. Okay, so while he's talking and moving, when people talk, they usually move their head back and forth. So we can just rotate him on his pivot a little bit this way, and then maybe tilts his head to the side. Oh, he's so happy. Say hi there. Maybe he's talking to another pumpkin or something. Oh, that one looks a little awkward, so we'll just tip it back a little bit. Okay, and we'll have him look up a little bit maybe, or down. Oh, we'll do down. And then up. Oh, he's laughing. Ha ha. All right. So now when we push play, he's got all kinds of expressions and he's talking. All right. So if you're happy with what you have, you're going to put a picture in the background, and the shortcut to that was Control F7. Find a spooky graveyard or pumpkin patch and put it in his background. And I don't think I have one, so I'll have to go look for one. And then on the next video, we'll show how to render it out, and we'll put a candle inside, and so we can have a little flickering light. And I'll see you in the next video.